Welcome to Generally Speaking, the off-season edition. I'm your host, Angelo Fioris, part of the USFL Today. At NJ_Generals is my Twitter feed. Follow me there for all the news and notes about the New Jersey Generals and the USFL. And make sure you follow our main account, USFL Today. We'll be rolling out a whole bunch of new shows as we get closer to the regular season. But right now, let's talk about the Generals, and let's bring on one of the newest New Jersey Generals just acquired from the Philadelphia Stars, Mr. Marcus Lewis Jr. Marcus, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. It's always great to talk to another member of the New Jersey Generals, and you're the newest member. You were on the arch rival Stars last year. How's it feel now going to be walking into this locker room?
Oh, it feels good, man. Just having the opportunity to play another year against, the many talented guys that's in the USFL. It's just, I'm just thankful for the opportunity. Thankful I get another opportunity to play and, to play for Coach Riley. It's just a blessing.
What was your experience with Coach Riley prior to joining the Generals? Did you ever work with him or speak with him or anything, or is this a first-time experience for you?
We didn't really talk as much. I just got recruited by Nebraska when he was the coach there. So that was obviously a while back. But that's probably like the closest, relationship that we have personally. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, if you talk to any of the other generals, they'll all run through a wall for Coach Riley.
Absolutely. Yeah, you hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems to be the general consensus across everybody on the organization. So I think you're going to fit in quite well in that regard. Let's talk a little bit about your college career first, right? You were highly recruited coming out of Washington, D.C. I think you were the number 2 player out of D.C. when you were heading into college, and you initially enrolled at Florida State, spent a couple of years there. Then you went to Maryland, closer to home. Tell me about what that was like. You committed to FSU. What was the journey about to get to Maryland?
Basically, starting at Florida State, it was a great experience. Being under the great coaching staff that I was under, some of the great players that I played with, guys like Derwin James, John Sweat, Dalvin Cook. So just having that opportunity to, compare myself and match myself up with those guys was great. And then playing for Coach Fisher, like I said, was also another good opportunity. And then, just kind of got a little banged up, ended up transferring to Maryland, where originally Coach DJ Durkin was the head coach, and we had a relationship prior to me, coming to Maryland. And that was really it. Went to Maryland, played 2 more years. It was just, I feel like wherever you go, it's always a good experience. You can always take away something from it. And I think that's the blessing for me, just going to both of those schools, both of those programs, were good programs, not only football-wise, but academically-wise as well. So just taking everything that I learned from, each coaching staff that I played for, just trying to incorporate it in my game and just also making relationships with the players, staff, people like that.
Excellent. And then from college, an excellent 2 years at Maryland. And then you went to Canada to play in Ottawa. Tell me about the Canadian experience, and then bigger field and different coaches and guys from schools you ain't never heard of. Like, what's that like?
Playing in the CFL was awesome. Just, like you said, you meet guys from all over, whether it be, Canada, all over the U.S., playing in, different divisions, things like that. The coaches were great. You just learn, a lot of different things playing over there, like you said, with a bigger field. You know what I mean? As a cover guy, I think it really helped my game, from playing on such a big field to, coming back over here in the States and, getting on the regular, game regulated football field is it's a lot smaller. So I feel like it really helped me over there. It's great talent over there. A lot of good guys that, were former NFL players or, things like that. So it was definitely it was a great experience.
What did you enjoy the most about playing in Canada?
I would say something that I enjoyed the most was, just the just the experience, like the game day experience, being in another country, like being in a place like Canada, they actually love their football. And at Ottawa, obviously it was still like COVID was still going on, so you couldn't have as many fans, but you could just tell like the atmosphere was like there. You know what I mean? And it was awesome. You meet a lot of nice people out there. Really cool fans who like to follow the games and things like that. So it was awesome.
I think that American audiences turn on a Canadian game, at least the ones that are uninitiated, turn on a Canadian game and they don't see crowds equivalent to the NFL, so they get a different
Yeah.
kind of impression of the CFL
Yeah,
and their fans. But you're saying that that ain't the case. They're as intense and into it as, say, an American fan would be into the NFL, right?
absolutely. For sure.
Marcus, let's talk about a different part of college. What was your major?
Family science.
Family science. And what is family science exactly? I've never heard of family science as a major.
It kind of goes into the lines of like family psychology, just learning about child development, how important it is, during that time, basically the things we go through kind of shape us today as people. So just kind of studying like backgrounds, different things like that.
So, like, influence on occurrences when you're young, how they affect you when you become an adult, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Interesting.
and like raising a family, things like that. Yeah.
Is that something you see yourself doing as a career after football?
Uh, Potentially. I would say I'm more so probably leaning towards coaching. That's something that I would see myself doing in the future once I'm done playing. So I would say I'm probably leaning towards that first.
You doing any kind of coaching now or working with kids in your area or that sort of thing at the moment?
I'm not. But some of the guys that I work out with, they're younger in high school, coming up, and so I just try to talk to them and tell them different things, about my experience, and hopefully it can help them.
Just try to pass on any little bit of insight that you got, right?
Absolutely.
Did you play any other positions besides defense when you were in, like, say, high school?
Yes, high school, kick return, punt return, receiver, uh, and that's really about it.
You ever get the itch to do any of that in the pros too, or
Yeah,
just
for
you're
sure.
good with defense?
No, for sure. I get the itch to do it. Maybe not offense, but maybe like a little bit of return work. Just getting back there, maybe catching some punts,
you, ever,
kickoffs, things like that.
you ever nudge the coach and be like, "Come on, coach, let me return a kick. Let me get back there."
Yeah,
Ever do
yeah,
that?
for sure, for sure.
They ever say yes?
They put me on the depth chart.
You need four
Yeah,
guys to not show up that day for you to get back there, huh?
yeah, exactly, exactly.
That is pretty funny. Tell me, what were your thoughts when you saw that it was the Generals that picked you up?
I was really just feeling good about getting another chance, another opportunity. Obviously, with me, being 26 years old, going into the season, that gap to, make it into the NFL, which is, a goal of mine is, getting shorter. So, just to have the opportunity to, um, get in front of some people, play on, national television. These are things that I don't really take for granted because I know it's a lot of guys that, they would love to be in my situation. And so I think for me, it was just, really about, getting another chance because, you only have a small window to, play this game and, to play it, at the highest level, you know what I mean? So I think just to have that opportunity again, I was just satisfied with that.
Excellent. Looking back on your time with the Stars, obviously it was a great season. You guys had an excellent second half run all the way to the championship game, which you just as easily could have won as well. Um, who was your main guy in the locker room over there in Philly?
Uh, I feel like it's tough to say a main guy. I just feel like the whole DB room as a whole, man, all of those guys, man, I feel like we gelled together pretty well, on and off the field. And I would say probably, just all the DBs. I mean, I feel like we hung out a lot, all together. Whether it be going to get food, watching film, whatever, kind of hanging out in between, breaks during camp. So I got pretty close with those guys. I'm gonna miss those guys, and I know they're gonna take care of what they need to take care of this year. So I'm not really worried about that. But I would say probably the DB room we were pretty close.
And it's going to be interesting lining up against your ex teammates, isn't it?
Yeah, it is for sure. It will be for sure, but they know that in football it's competition, so that's all it is. After the game, it's all love.
What kind of car are you driving?
Mitsubishi.
You like it?
Yeah, it's it's nice. I like it. Get me
Be,
from point A to point B.
All right. Are you going to be driving that to camp?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to drive or fly right now. I'm still waiting to, get some more word on, the situation and see if I'm going to end up driving or I'll probably end up flying though. But
yeah,
we'll see. Yeah.
How psyched are you for camp to just get going and start already?
Oh man, I'm excited. Just to be back on the field. You know what I mean? Playing 11 on 11. It's like, I'm just excited, man. So I mean, I can't wait.
When you were a kid growing up following football, were you a Washington fan?
Of course, yeah, for sure.
And who was your favorite? Who was your favorite guy on the Washington team back then?
Back then, I mean, obviously, Sean Taylor, D'Angelo Hall, Clinton Portis, Santana Moss. So like guys like that.
And those were all great players, and they had a pretty solid team for those couple of years there when they were all on the field and healthy.
For sure. Absolutely.
Tell me about your off-season workouts. What's that like? What do you do? Do you work out alone? Are you working in a program with someone? Give me a sense of what you're doing.
So it's a little bit of both. Sometimes, I work out on my own, but it's not my workouts. It's someone else who I work out with. It's his workouts, but on the days I'm not with him, I'm on my own, and then on weekends I'm with my other, DB coach slash trainer, and basically, that's really about it. I say, I'm probably about 5-6 days out the week just trying to do something to, better my game, whether it's speed training, lifting, or just DB technique work. So I would say that's really what my week consists of.
So 5 to 6 days out of the week, you're working out. How many hours you putting into those workouts?
At least 2.
At least 2 hours.
Yeah.
And so you work out with another dude. You work out with a DB kind of coach. You're picking up all different sorts of things to improve your game. And then do you have a off-season job as well?
Yes, I do.
What kind of job do you have in the off-season to, stay afloat?
So I actually, at one point I had 2. I was working at Under Armour for a little bit, and then I'm working at Planet Fitness full time now. It's a gym. So still kind of staying around,
Are you a personal trainer?
Not a personal trainer. I really just kind of work behind the desk.
Okay.
Check people in, signing them up for memberships, things like that. It's like a cool experience too. Just like, just having a free gym membership and like things like that, being able to use the gym, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
and still like in a way being around like something sports related, you know what I mean? So it's pretty cool.
Tell me this, Marcus, something I learned about you as we were trying to schedule when to have a chat here. You're a pretty early riser.
Yeah.
Tell the listeners what time in the morning you wake up.
Probably around like 4:15.
Now, what goes on at 4:15 in the morning? That is it a discipline thing? Is it because you bang out your workout, or is it just you always been like that?
Yeah, well, I really have always been like that. Just like I've always been an early riser, just because just going through college and even high school, like you always had to like get up early, 6 a.m. workouts and I really like working out in the morning, but I do work out at 6 a.m. But in the morning, I normally just wake up, pray, kind of get my day started, and then I head out about 5:15, and I work out at 6. Then I go to work. So that's
Wow.
yeah, that's really it.
So by the time noon rolls around, everybody else is just figuring out what they're having for lunch, and you have already put in a full day with like who knows what else you got planned for that day. So you don't stop at
Yeah.
like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, do you? You keep going.
Nah, man. Nah, I normally I'm off around 4, and then I may have something else to do in the evening, like acupuncture or like a massage or something. But uh yeah, man, it's about a 13, 14 hour day most days.
At what time does Marcus go to sleep when he's got to be up at 4 every day?
Oh man. I'm in the bed at least 8:30.
For real?
Yeah, man, I gotta get at least a good amount of rest. So I can pop up because I gotta work out at 6, before work. So that's something I can't miss.
So if you don't get that workout in at 6 o'clock, are you there's no making it up the rest of the day for you, is there?
No, I could do it after work. It's just, I'd rather get it in. I like, getting it in early, getting it out the way, and then I can focus kind of on the rest of my day. You know what I mean?
It's a great feeling to get that workout done by like 7:30 in the morning and you're already off and running into your day and have a sense of accomplishment to motivate you for the rest of the afternoon and everything else ahead. It kind of hangs over your head, doesn't it? If you don't get the workout in first thing in
Yeah,
the morning, then you're like
yeah.
trying to figure out where you're going to squeeze it in or how you're going to do it outside of the normal routine. And then sometimes it's not quite the same workout, is it?
It's not. It's not. I just like, once I wake up, kind of getting everything flowing. Um, I'm used to it now. I like popping up, getting my workout in, and being done.
What's your favorite food?
Favorite food,
Yeah.
probably soul food.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anything in particular out of that, or is it just like you don't care?
uh, like sweet potatoes, macaroni and cheese, fried chicken. I'm not supposed to be eating that too often, but it's pretty good. So yeah, I'll probably say just a nice soul food plate.
You can't say no to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Marcus, who was a big influence on you when you were growing up? To motivate you to get into athletics, to motivate you to drive, to have a goal and want to achieve something beyond just high school, let's say.
I would probably say, a lot of my coaches, just let me know that, I had the talent and, I could go, as far as I wanted to. And then, just, with my brother, my dad, just, kind of had us involved in sports at a real young age since like 6 years old. So, basketball, football, you know, we was always like involved in those type of things. So um, I would say after a while too, as a kid, like you you realize at a young age, like man, like this is what I want to do. You know what I mean? So I would say that it was kind of a little bit of both.
How old were you to hit on what you just said? How old were you when it dawned on you, like, wow, I think I want to like do this as my life, uh, as a career?
Probably when I was young, like when I was a kid. Every kid got that dream of going to the NBA, going to the NFL. But it doesn't like when they say like it's only a 1% group of people that make it, like they didn't lie about that. You know what I mean? Like it's tough, it's hard. So I would say really, at a young age I had those dreams, but as I really got older, I would probably say when I really, really knew, it was probably definitely high school. Um and I would say like 15, right around that age, I really knew like, okay, this could be realistic for me, you know what I mean? So but I just continue to work hard and continue to, you know, get to where I want to get to.
Out of all the other sports that you played, were you as skilled at any of those as you are football? Like, could you have say I could have played college basketball or run track or any of those other things?
Yeah, I could have definitely played college basketball. I'm
Really?
not just I'm not just saying that, man. I was a pretty good basketball player.
What
Once upon a time.
were you a
Uh,
guard? What'd you play? Forward?
yeah, like guard, forward, that type of thing. But yeah, man, I love basketball. I really just started focusing on football towards my last 2 years of high school. But my ninth and 10th grade year, I played basketball. And after that, just like I said, start focusing on football. But I would say NBA basketball, probably not.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Right.
I probably definitely could have made it to college though.
So you could have played in college
Yeah,
and but not in the pros. Okay, that's an
yeah,
honest answer, which I like.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
like that. Are you a Wizards fan? Washington Wizards fan?
I used to be. I used to be a long time ago. Like I don't know if you remember Gilbert Arenas.
Of course.
But
University of Arizona.
yeah, man. So back when he played, they had a really good team. This was like back in like the 2000s. But I would say, I mean, I like John Wall too when he was there.
Yeah.
But I'm more of like a I'm more of like a LeBron fan. So really, whatever team Bron, I ain't gonna lie, that's the team I'm rocking with. You know what I mean? So, but I still do like the Wizards every now and then, just depending on the type of players they have and things like that.
You ever been to a sporting event that was really memorable and something happened where you're like, man, I can't believe I was at that game?
Yeah, for sure.
Tell me.
So I went to the Wizards game.
All right.
And I had a Gilbert Arenas jersey, and he signed it.
Oh, get out of here! How did that all transpire?
I had a friend, and basically one of his parents got us what is it called? Like those like how you go in the tunnel before the game and like talk to the players and things like that.
Yeah, so, like the experience package or whatever.
Yeah, so I got to go talk to a couple of the players, and he ended up signing my jersey, and so that was pretty cool. I'll probably say that was a real cool experience.
Well, that is pretty cool to have that opportunity to meet a player that you admire too, right?
Yeah, now Gilbert, man, he was the man back in the day. A lot of people may not know about him because he's not really in this generation's NBA. But man, I mean, that's one of the first players I saw give Kobe like 60 points.
The guy could shoot. That guy could shoot. Gilbert Arenas could shoot.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Marcus, if there's a message to Generals fans who aren't familiar with your game, who don't know you as a player, don't know you as a person, what can we expect from you for the 2023 season?
Just a team player, a guy who's going to come in, who's going to work hard, who's going to do whatever he can to help us get a win week in and week out. So I would say, just a humble guy, hard worker, guy who's willing to do whatever for the team. And, I'm just excited to get out there with, the rest of the guys and get to work.
And I think we're all excited equally to see you on the field and see how you fit in with the Generals. Please keep in touch with us, Marcus, as we get through training camp, right, and into the season.
Absolutely.
I would love to have you back on once we turn the corner into April.
For sure. I appreciate you having me today.
You got a great story, Marcus. I appreciate you sharing it with us and all those little interesting tidbits about you and your life and growing up and everything. Thank you for coming on, and good luck in the 2023 season to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Marcus Lewis Jr., one of the newest New Jersey Generals. Don't go away. Generally Speaking, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Generally Speaking, the off-season edition. That was a great conversation with Marcus Lewis Jr. I'm glad we were able to get him on the show and introduce him to all the Generals fans. Just another example of the type of athlete that Coach Riley is always looking for. Somebody driven, somebody who's humble yet aggressive enough on the field to make his presence known. And I think that Marcus is exactly that kind of player. Looking forward to seeing how he fits in with the rest of the team once camp begins. That's it for this edition of Generally Speaking. Thanks for listening. Join me again on our next episode when another New Jersey Generals player joins us. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at NJ_Generals. I'm Angelo Fioris, part of the USFL Today. Make sure you also follow the USFL Today at USFL Today on Twitter, at USFL Today on YouTube. That's where you're going to find all of these shows posted. And keep in mind, we're going to be rolling out new shows as we get closer to camp, as we get closer to the beginning of the season, and as the season goes on. So Generally Speaking and USFL Today, our flagship show, are just the beginning of what we have in store. Thanks for listening. We will see you next week on Generally Speaking.